This is my review of the Samsung Eco Bubble 8 kilo washing machine, or the WF80 F5 E0 W4W to give it its full name. The reason that this machine was a preferred choice is, first of all, it's quiet. The loudest it runs at when it's doing the spin cycle is 79 decibels. That's not the quietest machine on the market, but as you can see, it's open in the kitchen. Naturally, it doesn't make too loud a noise, too distracting. You can still hear the radio over it and so on. One of the other reasons that I wanted it, because it's got a lovely big drum, that can get about 3 to 4 days worth of washing for a family in there, which is great because I don't like doing it too often. The maximum it holds is 8 kilos. I've no idea how much that is, but that's 1 kilo. So if you can imagine putting 8 of them in there and ruining your washing machine, that's about the weight that it will take. And finally, the other reason that we chose it was because it has a short wash time as well. And it's actually got a 15-minute quick wash that you can select amongst one of the many programs that are on there. But by far and away, my favourite aspect of it is the little tune that it'll play when you switch it on. Now, if that isn't a washing machine that's happy to be doing your washing, I don't know what is. So what I'm going to do now is do a load and show you what happens whilst we're doing an actual load in the washing machine. So at the moment, I switched it on. It's on a 15-minute short wash, but that's not really the one I want to use because I've actually got quite a lot of clothes that I want to do. So I don't even have to bother checking what the different types of materials are, because I'm going to use a nice daily wash feature, which is here, and it'll set it at a standard of 40 degrees. Now I can adjust this temperature if I want to, but actually 40 degrees is pretty much the one I want to go on, with all those different mixed materials in there. The spin time is at 1400, so the spin RPM is at 1400, but I can switch all those, and as you see, the time increases as the spin rate goes up, because obviously the longer spins and the faster spins take longer. And also there's a function at the end there, you can delay the end. So if I was doing this overnight, I could set this to finish the wash at, say, 6 or 7 in the morning, instead of if I pressed it now and it finished at 2 or 3 in the morning. Because I'm not using powder, there's a special little gizmo that I can stick in the drawer that means that I can use this liquid and just pour it straight in, and it won't all flood away. And it'll actually stay inside the drawer until the wash needs it. So it's pretty much as simple as that, just to load it all up. It has something inside it, calibration it says, that actually means that it senses where all the materials are, works out the amount of water that's needed to go in and do the wash, and won't overfill, won't over soak anything, but it will just get the right amount of water and the right temperature, and it can do all those mixed materials. So all we're going to do now is push the start button. That's not the start button, that's the off switch. That's the start button. It's a bit like a video recorder. And we're away. Now, the one thing I don't want to do is have little fingers coming in and messing with the dial or any of this whilst the thing's working. Now it says it's locked, but actually you've got 5 minutes to check inside the washing machine and just make sure that you haven't accidentally put a white shirt in, or a red shirt in with a load of white shirts, or a white sock in with a load of red shirts. So you have actually got 5 minutes to stop it by hitting the pause button, and you can open up the drum and take anything out or put something in. But if you don't want the kids fiddling with all this machinery and changing everything in the middle of the program, you can press temp and spin together like this, and it will, hopefully after 3 seconds, go on to child lock. Right, here we go. There we go. So that means now none of these work. Fantastic, huh? So this little flashing icon shows you that you're on the wash cycle, or at least the early phase of the wash cycle, and it will move, and the second icon will start flashing when you're on the rinsing cycle, and then obviously the last one will start flashing when you are in the spin cycle. That's all very handy, and as you can see, that's about 59 minutes away to the end of the wash. And it doesn't have to do that if you don't want it to. You can actually switch that off. So, now to unload. So that's the end of the wash cycle. But before I unload all of this into here, I'm going to take you through these other cycles. So come and have a look. Now, the one we just did was the daily wash. Now that, as I said, was basically just for everyday items like underwear and shirts. But you can also do cotton wash, which is obviously for bed linen, table linen, underwear, towels, that kind of thing. Synthetics, which is polyester and so on. The 15-minute quick wash, very good, but you can't do very much in there. And also you can't really put very much in the way of detergent in the drawer. So you have to be a bit careful, but you can do 2 or 3 t-shirts and lob in just like sort of 20 grams of detergent. Baby care, that's your hot wash, so this is very good for nappies and so on. High temperature wash with an extra rinse on it. One thing that's worth pointing out actually is sometimes when you do the hand wash, which is for your delicates, it's very gentle, but your washing might come out very wet. So the thing to do then is to, when the whole thing is finished and it's switched off, switch it back on again and stick it on a spin at a very high spin, and that will actually take all of that extra water out. So you will have to do an extra one there. Daily wash we've done. Stain away, that's just for very stained clothing, so that will actually include an extra soak. Rinse and spin there, pretty much what it says. For anything that just needs loading in, rinsing, and then if you want a bit of fabric softener and so on, spin, the same kind of thing. Hand wash we covered. Wool, that's that kind of rocking backwards and forwards wash where everything just sort of seems to soak for ages. That's a good one for any big woolly jumpers and so on. Outdoor care, that's for your waterproof jackets, waterproof trousers, etc. Very good for people who like heading outdoors and getting all muddy. That's very good for clearing off those. And then the super eco wash, haven't done it, but it's a low temperature super cycle that ensures you get really good wash results, but with a very low energy. So that one we haven't tried, but I think that's why Eco Bubble gets its name. So let's unload the washing and get all of this out. Now, one of the things that we have noticed with this washing machine, very much better than our old washing machine, is that the washing comes out an awful lot drier than our old machine. So it's actually not been sitting there and soaking up lots and lots of water, which means that when we put it out to dry, we can actually do that indoors. As you can see, we're in the kitchen here. So we can actually put our washing hanging indoors. We don't have to worry about it dripping on the floor, or when it dries creating too much steam and making too much humidity. So that's a definite advantage there. That fast spin takes a lot of the water out. and actually the clothing will pretty much all dry overnight with no worries at all. Let's go and pile it up. I always forget one thing, and that was to say that the Samsung Eco Bubble 8 kilos is perfect for the price. It's probably not as quiet as some machines, but those machines are more expensive. But what it does do is a good family wash, very good value, and as I said before, a daily wash, 1 hour cycle is probably the one that we've used the most, and we've found it is ideal for family use.